You're listening to the Late Night Football Show with your host, Rohit Singh. That's me. On this show, we talk about some of the most seriously silly topics from the world of football for your entertainment and enjoyment. Please remember that the show is BYOL. Bring your own laughs, since we don't have the budget for a studio audience. Happy listening. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Late Night Football and our first episode for our Transfer Reactions mini series. This was supposed to be an episode with Arsenal fans talking about Gabriel, but Donny is a better signing, so we're going to talk about that first. No, I'm kidding. But we are joined today by two of Manchester United fans. You've seen them before, you've probably liked them before, so we thought why not bring them back on the show. Welcome, Sameer and Aakash, back again to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yes,
Thank
and
you
I'm
very
sure
much.
you're
It
all
was fun.
very excited because it's just been announced recently that Manchester United have signed Donny van de Beek to join the club from Ajax. 35 million pounds initial fee plus 5 million pounds in add-ons. So about a total value of 40 million pounds. A really good deal. Someone who's played a Europa League final and a Champions League semi-final, and he's still only 23. He just turned 23 in April. So what do you guys think? Is it a good signing, an exciting signing for the club?
Well, it's an unexpected signing for sure. When the transfer window began, this is not the signing that I was expecting us to make, and it completely came out of the blue. And we ended up signing him in 3 days or 4 days of negotiations. So, considering the price, considering his age, and the position that he plays, it's a good signing, no doubt, because he is pretty good offensively and not so bad defensively either. But I'm not sure if we can make it work with all three of them, Bruno, Pogba, and Van de Beek. So I'm not sure whether the signing is more of a backup or whether Solskjaer is considering maybe changing the formation. But on the surface, it looks like a great signing because of the price, especially, and his age and his ability.
It seems like something to build depth, right? Because if you look at the end of last season, where we saw Bruno, Matic, and Pogba starting every game. But if it was not clicking and you needed to change it, there was nobody on the bench who could make that impact from midfield. And so there was a case of being overplayed, right? I mean, so it builds squad depth, doesn't it? At the end of the day, Akash.
Absolutely. I think, first of all, it's a smart piece of business, considering his age. And I think no one in our team right now has the experience of playing a Champions League semi-finals. So that is huge. I mean, you can see us having experience and quality players in the league, but they don't have the, what we say, the extra factor which requires in the Champions League. So this will be a huge boost to the team, regardless of how young Van de Beek is. So as far as I'm concerned about the backup situation or how will Van de Beek get into the team. So last season itself, we saw after the restart, like initially we saw how good Bruno was, like how energetic he was with his pressing and the attitude. But at the end, you can clearly see that he's always willing to play. That's a good thing. And he's hardly injured, but you have to give him a break. But Ole doesn't have enough good backups in the team to give him a break. So I think with the Van de Beek, we are sorted with the creative department, and I think he will get in well with in the current setup. But I also think he can play along with Pogba and Bruno. So I think it's a very good signing and smart piece of business. I mean, this is very unlike United, I must say.
Yeah, Smart and United don't go together usually these days. It's like it's a rarity, isn't it? It's interesting that you mentioned that because it was a deal that was talked about maybe Thursday or Friday last week, and then immediately by Friday, I believe the bid was already accepted from Ajax. So then they took a couple of days. No, I think Saturday it was accepted, and I think everything was done by Monday, and they only waited till today because United like those clicks and those social media engagements, so they waited a couple of days to milk that before they announced the signing. Interesting though with Van de Beek. So there's a few theories here that I'll just run by you what the fans are saying. Obviously, one is that he'll be a good squad option. That when you need to give Pogba, Bruno a rest, or when one of them is out of form, or when one of them gets injured, Pogba most likely, you have somebody to bring in to the team as and not drop in quality. But another thing is that maybe against the smaller teams who like to park the bus, you could play all three together, and you have that extra bit of creative influence because you don't need to be as defensively solid against those teams. You need more of players who can break teams down, so that might work as well. Where you pick and choose between Matic and Van de Beek depending on games, right? That Yeah, I mean, we see both of those things happening. Or you could play a diamond. I don't know if you guys want to see. Do you guys want to see United playing a diamond with all three of them in the side, particularly if they don't sign a right winger?
It'll be
Um,
interesting to play a diamond, honestly, because I remember Ferguson tried it with Kagawa, and
mhm,
it worked for a while, but then he dropped the idea mid season because I guess we weren't really creating as much as he thought we would. But it's
mhm,
interesting to see us play a bit more narrow and a bit more, straightforward rather than what we've been doing for years, which is just get the ball out on the wings. So
mhm.
it could be something interesting, but I personally don't think that will be the case. And considering how fast Donny van de Beek agreed to sign for us, I'm sure Ole has given him some assurances regarding his place in the team because I'm sure a Champions League semi-finalist and Europa finalist, like you said, wouldn't want to sit on the bench for important games. So maybe we're trying to work out a formation where all three of them can play. Maybe it could be 3-5-2 even, or you never
Maybe.
know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on that note, though, one thing is that this is a very shortened season, right? We're starting in October. We expected to September, and we're kind of expected to finish by May because we still have the Euros to come. So there's going to be a lot of games, and you need players who can, interchange in and out of teams. So you need to build your squad depth still. Just with the number of games that you're playing, I don't think any one player can play every game anyway. So it's definitely important from that. What does this mean for someone like Jack Grealish, though? I think at this point it's safe to say he's not coming, right? I think that's quite obvious now.
Yeah, I don't think so. We will sign Grealish anymore, and I don't think we should have signed him for the amount he was quoted, like 80 million pounds or something. So I think
Yeah.
we were like relying on Villa to get relegated, which is not the case. But
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yes,
with
but
Van de
Sameer
Beek, I
spoke
made a
about,
smart
yeah.
signing,
Sameer
and
said
yeah,
that at his show he wanted that one of the signings would have been Grealish, but yeah, I guess that's not happening anymore. So
I mean,
yeah.
had I known that Van de Beek would be available so easily back then, I probably wouldn't have said Grealish because they're similar kind of players, but Van de Beek probably offers a bit more movement compared to
mhm.
Grealish.
I think he scores a lot of goals as well. Like he likes to get forward behind the defending lines, and I also think we got a bit lucky with Van de Beek because Real Madrid backed out because of the Corona situation. So again, because the deal was agreed last season, so about 50 million euros.
Yeah,
Only the medical part was remaining, is what I have read. So yeah, again,
yeah. The deal broke down with Real Madrid. Barcelona wanted him, like Koeman wanted him, but he
yeah,
rejected that move most likely because Barcelona don't have the money. Arsenal, apparently his agent said Arsenal were interested, but they couldn't find the money either, which is not a surprise, to be honest. Sorry, I'm taking digs at Arsenal here. But yeah, so I think United had a bit of a free run at this deal. So, but it's still nice to see them pull it off relatively
yeah,
That's
uncomplicatedly.
the
Uh,
second time we had this in two windows. We had a free run at Bruno, and now we had a free run at Van de Beek.
yeah.
So we're getting lucky in the market recently.
absolutely,
So
yeah.
yeah, so let's talk a little bit about other players on the team. So what does this mean for Matic, Fred, McTominay? I think we know Pereira and Lingard are probably going to be on the outs, so we're not going to talk about them. But in regards to Matic, McTominay, and Lingard, sorry, not Lingard, Fred, where do you see? Fred has been linked with a move to Galatasaray. I don't know if that's going to happen, probably not. But how do you see those three fitting in now with Van de Beek arriving?
I think Matic will still start, is what I believe.
Hmm.
Initially, I can see Matic starting with either Bruno and Pogba or Pogba and Van de Beek. It also depends on the like how quickly the game comes, like with the Champions League coming in. So I don't think we have really experienced the Champions League how we used to in the previous decade. So in the squad depth, I think we are okay right now. And I cannot see selling us or selling Fred unless we sign a player like Thiago or like a top class player who comes in.
Hmm.
So again, I think we are sorted with the midfield department. We have two sets of three midfield players which we can deploy. So it's advantage to us, and we have to improve in other departments right now.
Yeah. The one who seems to be odd one out is I'm hoping not, but it seems like McTominay will be the odd one out because I can see Fred and Matic rotating in the CDM role. I can see Van de Beek and Pogba rotating, or Van de Beek, Pogba, and Bruno rotating, but I don't see where McTominay fits in. So Be shame,
Uh,
but
I feel like the person who will lose out the most could possibly be Fred, because
okay.
McTominay is an academy product, and Ole has a soft spot for academy players. And Matic is just indispensable right now
Well, he just signed a
because
new contract, so
and he's the kind of performances he put in. He's a
yeah.
player we cannot afford to lose right now. Fred, while he has been great in some games and not really that good in others, I feel like he is the one who could possibly lose out if we do end up selling someone. But like Akash said, I don't think we're looking to sell anyone. I feel like it's more about adding to the squad depth because like this season we played 60 games,
Hmm.
and it's going to be difficult to play 60 games with just 4 or 5 midfielders.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I mean, I do know that United have been trying to convert McTominay into a defensive midfielder for a while now, but I just don't see it with him. I don't think he's good enough to be a defensive midfielder. I don't think he is instinctively good enough. His role is. I see him as a box midfielder. I don't think he's ready yet for that CDM role. But
Feel
yeah,
like all of our midfielders except for Bruno and Matic are box to box midfielders.
I think so. Yeah, we're signing a lot of these shuttlers, aren't we?
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, so I guess the other question is, what's next now for United? I mean, is there? I mean, this surely shouldn't be the only signing of the window. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I know reports right now are saying that Liverpool probably are closing in on signing Thiago, particularly if Wijnaldum is going to Barcelona. I think that's probably going to be the merry-go-round, that Wijnaldum goes to
Mm.
Barcelona and then Thiago comes to Liverpool with that money. But is there a chance for United to hijack that deal for Thiago, or do you think that's possible, not going to happen?
Feel like it's wishful thinking at this point because if Liverpool are in for him and they have the money, I don't see Thiago choosing us over Liverpool as much as it hurts me to say this because
Well, it's
uh,
practical, isn't it?
they're European champions, they're English champions,
They're not
and
European champions anymore.
well, former European champions, very recent European
No, we have to
us,
be careful. Yeah, we have to say that. You have to emphasize on that. No.
but and they're just a better team right now. Like United are getting there, but we're not there yet. Maybe
Mhm.
if Thiago's contract ended 2 years from now, we would be able to sign him. But right now, I just don't see him choosing us if a better club comes calling.
All right. Well, so we know that one. Any. So I guess what are the other positions that United should look at? Let's hope this is not the end of the transfer business, though you never know. But what
Yeah.
are the other positions that you would like to see new players come in at? Akash.
The first thing is obviously the right forward position, the right wing position. So it's obvious we are linked to Jadon Sancho. I still think a move for him will materialize. I mean, there are reports that we haven't agreed personal terms, which basically straight away denies the reports for the reputed journalist like Fabrizio Romano. He said that everything is agreed and some. So I think it's just Dortmund playing hardball. I think all the parties still want the move. So that's one position that is absolutely necessary. And apart from that, I think we have to get a centre back, a partner to Harry Maguire. I still don't really trust Victor Lindelof, no matter how decent he was this season. But if you want to move towards the title, you have to get closer to the title. You need a solid centre back partnership. So I believe a centre back is also necessary, but I am not sure if we have the funds to get a centre back.
What do you
Mm-hmm.
think about recalling Smalling and keeping him for a season?
Smalling, I don't dislike Smalling. He is a decent defender, but I don't see him fitting into Ole's plans. Like he likes to play from the back, is what we have seen so far. So Smalling, like when someone is pressing Chris Smalling, he just loses it. Like he will just smash the ball in the stands or something. So he cannot play under pressure. Is what I feel. But he's a decent defender. He will fetch about 20 million or so, which is a good deal, of course, looking by his age. So again, if he reinvests that money into centre back, then well, that's good.
All right. And which of them? Final question for you guys. And Samir, I'm assuming you agree with that assessment of needing a winger and a centre back.
Definitely. I also feel like we probably need a left back as well because even though Shaw has been great, he just keeps getting injured all the
Yeah,
time. Like
Yes, he
when
that's a
does.
he
fact.
plays,
Yeah.
awesome. but he just doesn't play enough. And in a 60-game season, I just don't see Shaw playing more than 20 games or 25 games.
I think you're being a bit harsh there, but okay, it's 20, 25 games. That
I was impressed by Luke Shaw this season so far, like until he got injured. But I do believe we can improve. And as far as the backups are concerned, I am not too reliant on Dallo. Like I have seen bits and pieces of him. He can cross the ball, but he's not a reliant defender, is what I feel. So I think Dallo will move on loan probably. You can see like Wolves needing a right back or West Ham needing a right back. I think that's a good club for him. So I think a backup right back or a backup full back who can play both the positions is if we can get the money, then yeah. But it's not a big deal. I mean, not this season so far.
yeah. There is a Canadian fullback currently playing at Bayern who might be available. Maybe no, he's not. I
Yeah,
don't
on the
think he's
cheap.
available. Yes, but all right. So on that note, final questions for you guys. Which of the who do you want to see go from the midfielders? I mean, you kind of touched on it, but uh, United got a lot of midfielders that they need to get rid of. Which ones do you want to see go now? Like first out the door. Okay, let's put it this way. If you were given a choice between Lingard, Mata, or Pereira, out of these three, who would you want to see go? If you had to pick one to go and two to keep, who would you keep?
That's a difficult decision. Like if
Yes.
I want to keep one or if I want to like sell one.
Let's say keep. Well, let's say because we've got only one player right now, so let's just sell one. If you get a second midfielder, we can sell one. But for now, if you had to keep two and sell one, who would you keep? Who would you sell out of those three?
I would sell Pereira.
Okay.
I don't think he offers that much. I mean, all he does is get the ball and he just try to do a Cruyff turn or something, which is not so fancy for him. So yeah, that's the one I would like to see him go.
I think you are being a bit harsh on Pereira, nonetheless.
Maybe I am, but I just really don't see him playing for us.
No, I that's totally fine. That's what we're here for. Sameer, who would you keep, or
I
who would
would
you
keep.
sell? Other?
I would say Lingard because he has his moments, but I just don't see him fit into a squad that's challenging anywhere near the top. He's a really good player for a mid-table or even an upper mid-table team. But for a team that's aspiring to potentially win the title in a few years, he's just not going to fit into it. And that goes for Pereira as well. But I feel like Pereira still has a lot of unrealized potential. So maybe keeping him for a season or two just to see whether he's going in the right direction could be a good idea.
Yeah, it's kind of tough though because right now I don't think either one of them even makes the bench. I mean, if you look at the names, I don't think either one of them even makes
If
the
you
bench.
had to keep one, I would probably go with Mata
Uh-huh.
because he's the most reliable one of them. But I
Mhm.
mean, the question is to sell one, so I would definitely go with Lingard.
Okay, so final question, and then we'll end this here. Who do you think would get more money if you sold them? Would you get more money for Pereira or Lingard? Since you both picked those two, who would you get more money for? Would you get
Jesse
more?
Lingard, absolutely. Because first thing is English, and his numbers are like slightly better than Pereira. So yeah, I think you will get like 15 million for him.
And he's technically in the prime of his career right now. He's what, 27 years old?
Yeah, I think it's only
Yeah,
28.
sort
So,
of.
yeah.
Yeah, so he's like in his prime right now. So I can see a club like Everton or maybe, I don't know, West Ham, Everton, one of those clubs which have a lot of money. Someone who's
West
aspiring.
Ham probably.
Yeah, Everton
I
have
can't
got
see
Everton are busy
Ancelotti buying
buying.
him.
Yeah, well, Everton are busy buying Allen and James Rodriguez. They don't have money for Lingard.
Probably not, but West Ham or Newcastle, I can see him going to
Yeah,
a club which aspires to be towards the top six, but is not quite there yet.
Yeah, I think he might be better served trying to go abroad, to be honest, from the Premier League. But yeah,
yeah,
nonetheless.
he's
But
the
to all
same.
those who make jokes about Lingard's potential, you confirm that his age is 27, 28. We're not going to make those jokes about it. But nonetheless, I think that covers it. Really exciting signing, Donny van der Beek, someone who's going to bring a lot to the table. Really wonderful, exciting talent, box-to-box midfielder. He's got good stats for passing percentage. His passing percentage is 81%. Makes on average 1.7 key passes per game. His passing percentage is actually better than Bruno Fernandes and De Bruyne. So he does play in an inferior league, so make of
Fair
that
enough.
what you will. But United fans are excited. But we hope that it's not the last signing Manchester United will make for this season. So Thank you so much, guys, Sameer and Akash, for appearing on the show and giving your thoughts on the signing. Guys, if you like that video, please do like, share, and subscribe. We need to grow the channel, so really appreciate all the support. But we'll be back again once Kai Havertz signs for Chelsea, or any other big signings. We'll be doing these live every time there's a new signing, that a big signing. We're not going to do every signing, but big signings that happen. We'll try to do a reaction video of this sorts with fans from the club. So please stay tuned to our social media channels on Facebook and Twitter to check for updates on upcoming episodes. We'll see you again soon. Thank you so much, Sameer, Akash, for being here today. I hope you enjoyed this.
Absolutely.
All right.
Pleasure to be a part of it.
Yes, well, thank you for sharing your excitement and joy with all of us today. But all right, take care, guys. Have a good evening, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for listening to that episode of Late Night Football. We need your help to grow this channel, so if you've been enjoying the show thus far, please do like and subscribe to this channel and share it with your friends, family, colleagues, neighbors, drinking buddies, fellow football fans, and anybody else you know or don't know. We'd really appreciate it. Please also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. We have the links in the description below, and spread the word about us. Take care.